I feel like stream recaps will be working as well. No, let's try that one again. I have a bit of a headache. I feel like stream recaps will work proportionally to how many times I fuck up. It's been a long time since I've done a programming stream. I don't even know if I fucking opened the mic. Yeah, I did. Okay, we're good. We're good. Alright. At least I know that works. Alright. I think it's time to start this thing. It's probably not quite 1:30 p.m. yet, but do I give a fuck? No. I really don't. Anyway, we're gonna hit this button, and you guys see the screen. Which is good, because if I hit this button, then you see the other screen, and that's not the screen you want to see. You want to see this screen, where stuff's actually happening. So this is new. I haven't done a dev stream in a very long time. Like, what, 7 years? Something like that? Yeah, we're in 2024. The last one I remember doing was in 2017. So, this is, for all intents and purposes, completely new to me. But gaming streams was new to me when we first started with Mirror's Edge Catalyst, so it may go well. It also might not. Who knows? I don't know how well this is gonna go, because there's a bit of a problem. As you guys know, I'm blind. If you don't know I'm blind, now you know I'm blind. So, during the game streams, that's been fine. Sure, I'd crash a car every now and then and kill someone every now and then, but all in all, it's fine because I could zoom into the screen and you guys wouldn't see it. I could have a mini-map open on the other screen and you guys wouldn't see it. I could invert the colors and you guys wouldn't see it. But, this is my desktop. It's KDE Plasma. Which also means I'm on Linux. And, well, now you guys have to deal with the zooming. Unfortunately, this is how far I have to zoom in to be able to read. As you can see, not a whole lot can fit on screen. Now, there's a workaround for this. In my web browser, at least. I can read this text aloud. Problem is I had to click it twice to get it to work because fucking this Chrome extension is fucking awful and doesn't use the system text-to-speech engine. It even does this stupid thing and opens a background tab so it can talk to whatever it needs to talk to get TTS to work. I hate it. But, over on the IDE side, I have the same thing. But I wrote it! So this button here, I wrote. It's my own writer extension for this. And it works every time. So, we have workarounds for me being able to read, so I can at least zoom out a little bit. But I know the zooming is still gonna be a problem for some of you guys. There's no way around it. I have to zoom into the screen. There's physically no way I can capture the screen without you guys seeing the zoom. It's not a thing that either Xorg or Wayland supports. On the Windows and macOS side, I can do it. But I don't run Windows or macOS, so that's not applicable. I did, however, open a feature request for Kwin to add support for this. Now, I don't think that's gonna happen anytime soon because of the way the thing works. I mean, it's gonna need to be... Ideally, all compositors would be able to do this, which means it would need to be a Wayland protocol extension. So... Good luck with that, compositor devs, if you want to, you know, implement that. It would mean a lot to me, and it would stop a lot of people from being, nauseated by my dev streams, but it is a fairly unique thing to implement for a unique use case, so I don't see it happening anytime soon. So for the time being, we're gonna have to deal with the nauseating zoom. There's no way around it, unfortunately. Anyway, all that aside, the reason I had this issue open, I want to do some fucking bug murdering. You know, I'm tired of these platform issues. I've gotten all the Windows ones dealt with, which is ironic because I fucking hate Windows. But there's still a few Linux ones. Namely, on Linux, it seems, No, that's macOS. We don't talk about macOS. I'm not actually going to support macOS, so I don't know why I noted all that down. macOS is a whole other thing. You have to get your shit notarized by Apple, and it costs money, and it... Fuck that. Fuck macOS. Nobody games on Mac. But on Linux, switching between full screen and windowed mode is known not to work on Xorg. Wayland is untested. That's incorrect. It's broken on Wayland as well. So, let me show you guys how it's broken. Alright, so right now the game's in full screen mode. It's in borderless full screen mode because exclusive full screen mode is both a curse on humanity and does not exist on Linux. But if I go into settings, one fix that I did make is graphics settings is now the very first thing that comes up when you open system settings. I added a priority system, so historically audio would have been the first because it starts with the letter A, but that got annoying, so graphics is now first. If I click this toggle, full screen, right now it's on, I'll click it, and as you'd see, it looks like the toggle got stuck, but that's not actually what happened. What happened is the game is now taking the bottom left corner of the viewport as if we had changed the OpenGL viewport, but not the actual window size. This is a monogame bug. Not a socially distant one. But still, this is bad, because I can no longer interact with the game UI. It's physically impossible. We need to fix this. Because, you know, being able to toggle full screen is fairly important. Pretty much every modern game lets you do it on the fly. So, wow, how the fuck are we gonna do this? Alright, so, I think the very first thing to do would be... Also, I will warn you guys that once I actually start programming, I'm not going to be talking much or reading chat. I actually can't control my eyes when I'm speaking. I've been able to for a very long time. So, it's either I'm typing or I'm speaking. Anyway. Looking for apply changes. No, not in initialize. It's the other one that I want. There should be an event callback somewhere that whenever the in-game setting for full screen changes, it'll go ahead and apply new graphic settings. I'm looking for that right now. I know multiple games that'll do that too, the courier, but the problem is I think that's a bug. Like, we have APIs to work around that. I'm just gonna turn Spotify down a little. There we go. Alright. Yeah, I've always thought that it's a bug to have to restart the game when doing graphics changes. Like, why? All the modern APIs let you do that shit on the fly, so implement it on the fly. It's not that hard. I think XNA was around at a time where that was not the case, but that time is now gone. Okay, where is that? Okay, why is there a background thread job here? What are we doing? Oh, this is loading the game. Okay. It's actually loading your save file. Alright. There's a lot of shit in sociallydistantgame.cs. There really shouldn't be this much shit in sociallydistantgame.cs, but there is. Alright, I found it. Alright, what I want to do is breakpoint whenever we go to set the game to windowed mode. I do know C# has a const keyword for constants, but they're for compiler time constants, so it's not always applicable. Like, you can't have... Constant C# is not the same as it is in JavaScript, is what I'm trying to say. It doesn't mean immutable. It means this value is evaluated at compile time. Okay, so this breakpoint is not helpful right now because when the game first starts up, it's fine. Or not. Why does it keep hitting? Okay, I might know why it keeps hitting. It's because of the way the setting system works. It applies changes to the whole category whenever you make a change. But anyway. Yeah, so right now the game's fine. We're in windowed mode. It's fine. Restarting it fixes everything. But, if we turn the toggle back on, things break. See, we're still in windowed mode, but the OpenAL viewport is now no longer able to fit on screen. So, great. So yeah, we're back in full screen and everything's fine. So it's really annoying that you have to restart the game to get full screen to work. Or to get full screen changing to work. I hate it. Okay, so turn that toggle off, that's gonna hit the breakpoint. The only thing I'm not sure about is Kwin has a bug. Okay, it didn't affect me this time, but under Kwin, if you hit a breakpoint or you crash the game in a way that the debugger puts a breakpoint in place while you're handling an SDL mouse event, for whatever reason, Kwin stops sending mouse events to other programs. But because I'm able to highlight text right now, that's not happening. So we're good. Okay, so we're about to make the transition to windowed mode. So alright, so this is gonna set the what is it doing? I've been muted this entire time. I should have listened to the chat. Oh my god. Okay, next time you guys say something ominous about the microphone breaking, I'm gonna take that very seriously. This is stupid. Anyway. I may have fixed the bug. I don't know where the game window is right now, but I might have fixed the bug. I'm gonna terminate the debug session. Yeah, so we're in a window right now. No, that was not intentional. What happened was... What happened was, I heard someone open the door to the basement, and my instinct is to mute just in case someone needs to talk to me. But I didn't hit the button hard enough. And then when I realized nobody was actually coming down, I hit the button again, but that time I hit it hard enough. And I just didn't notice. And then I thought, heck, OBS, and then I saw it was red. God damn it. Anyway, so, you're not gonna get the reaction that I had, but theoretically, I should be able to hit this toggle, and we go full screen. Awesome. We're full screen. I can try to drag the window with, like, meta plus the mouse button. Nothing happens. Which is what KWin does when you're in a borderless full screen application. It doesn't let you move it around. But if I hit this toggle again, you know, things take a bit to adjust. A couple frames or so. But then, we're in a window. I fixed it. I fucking fixed it. It was... I don't see how it was that simple. Now, the background blur is kind of fucked. Because we did lose the render target. But... that's another bug of its own. It's fine. The full screen bug has been fixed. That's awesome. Alright. I did not expect it to be that simple. That's awesome. Alright. Fix issue where toggling full screen... whoa. Doesn't change window size. Alright. Issue. What was that bug? This is... you created 3 months ago, that's great, but I want the issue number. GitLab, where's the issue number? How do I mention it? Was it just not gonna show on the screen? Is it in the URL? Oh, it's issue number 1. Okay. Alright. push that to Devel in a couple of minutes. That'll go live on Steam. So while I wait for that to make sure that everything does like compile properly, I want to show you guys how fucking cool all the automated shit is. So you can see right away this came up. Photo are mentioned in commit, and then that's the commit we just made. So that's just GitLab. That's cool. But if I go to socially distant, and then switch from master to devel, and then we click this little clock icon type thing right here next to verified. This takes you into the currently running pipeline for that commit. And you're going to see that automatically, first the game, or the pipeline's going to check, okay, has the person making this commit signed off the DCO agreement? I'm a maintainer. This is always going to be a pass because it checks the list of maintainers and just lets them through. And then we get over, goes ahead and builds at the same time for Linux. So it's going through and it's doing the Linux build. So that's cool. And then it does the Windows build. And this one takes a bit longer because what it's doing is it's going to AWS EC2, renting a spot image, or a spot server, and then imaging that with Windows Server 2022 core, setting up GitLab runner, and then getting that all dialed up and connecting to it over SSH. And then it's gonna go in a couple of minutes once the instance is provisioned, and it's gonna build for Windows. So while that's going on, the next thing that it's going to do is, because this is a devel branch, it's not going to update the online manual, but once those two tasks under build have finished, so Linux is just finished, Windows is probably just now starting. Yeah, it's literally just now connecting to the instance. It takes a little bit. Sometimes the spot instances you get from AWS are, like, very low power. But they're also very cheap, so... Sometimes Amazon can just also pull them away from you. But yeah, once that Windows build completes... It's on the screen... The AWS instances only stay up for the duration of the build. It provisions a new one each time using AWS spot instances. And spot instances are incredibly cheap compared to just keeping a server on. For reference, GitLab Runner is kind of intensive, so it needs like 2 gigs of RAM, 4 gigs of RAM, 2 CPUs to really run well. Same with GitLab itself. So, on Amazon, that would be T3A.medium if you went on demand. And keep in mind, it's also Windows Server, so you do need that RAM as well, because it's fucking Windows. And that's going to cost you 5 cents an hour. Spot instances, though, they are, like, you're renting unused CPU and RAM on Amazon's infrastructure, so, like, you get it for a lot cheaper, and I think it's billed by the second, which is great for these CI/CD jobs. But if you take too long running stuff on the instance, Amazon can just decide, oh, we need these resources for someone who's actually provisioning an on-demand instance, so, we're gonna take it away from you. You have 2 minutes to stop what you're doing. So, I've not run into that, and I do have it set that 25% of the time it will provision an on-demand instance, just in case. In case there's, like, not enough room for a spot instance. But yeah, it's gonna be fairly cheap. So right now it's going through, it's installing all the VC++ Redis needed for monogame. And now it's actually starting the build. So, like 2 minutes or so, that'll be up on artifacts, and that'll be the open source version of the game built. So it's awesome. Now, I'm really interested in why that render target got nuked. But I don't know where to begin to debug that. I might just tell the UI system to completely... is GUI dot no, there might be existing APIs to do this. There's probably not existing APIs to do this. What is GUI? Okay, that's GUI service. Alright, schedule full re-render internal. That's an internal API. Actually, GUI service... Can't remember if that's in framework or the main game. Socially distant.core.ui. That means it's in framework. It can't be an internal API. Fuck. Wait. Okay, iGame context is how it connects to the game. Okay. Fine. It'll be... Now it's fairly cheap. Like I said, it's 5 cents an hour. That's nothing. These jobs don't take an hour. Now, it might add up if I do 50,000 commits in one go, but, like... Solution. Don't. I just realized I'm running this and I haven't actually implemented the functionality I wanted to implement. Alright, why are we debugging still? There should not be an open debugger. Alright, so now we drop into acidic GUI and implement that same API. Now we're in GUI Manager. This naming is great. Okay, so we invalidate the layout, and I think that will... Invalidate layout internal. Yeah, invalidating layout does implicitly invalidate geometry. Which makes sense, because if your thing resizes, it's not gonna be the same thing anymore. Yeah, that's what we're doing. We're sending them into the fucking Shadow Realm. Alright, let's see if that's enough to get me a background blur working again. Okay. Do we keep the background blur? No, we don't. Fuck. Why? What happens if I change the resolution back up to 4K? Oh, we just fucking lose the entire game. What about widget inspector? Is that still working? Yeah, we got widget inspector, so I am GUI's fine. But we lost virtual screen. That's so weird. Yeah, there's dev menu. Wait, who's here? I know it's a new name, but I don't know who they are. Either way, welcome to the stream. Alright, I have another question. Do we lose the background blur of the terminal when I switch between full screen modes? I'm gonna go back to I'm gonna go back down to 1080p. Also, I fixed a really annoying bug with how the resolution dropdown works. I used to order it by how many pixels the resolution would multiply up to. So basically, I would multiply 3840 by 2160, and then that would return a value, and then that would be the value I used to sort the list by in descending order. So the bigger that value, the higher up the resolution will appear. Problem is that it makes things weird because you end up with weird situations where I don't know how to explain it. Basically, something like 1856 time or by 1392, which is a weird resolution. I don't know where that's coming from. Would like, I don't know, maybe multiply up higher than 1920 by 1080. I don't know, because of different aspect ratios or something like that. But it wouldn't be logical, which means it would be harder for me to find the resolution because I can barely read, and my monkey brain goes, bigger horizontal number means bigger resolution. So now, instead of it ordering by how big the resolution actually is, it orders by the width of the resolution, and then by the height. So, 3840 is bigger than 3200, it's bigger than, 2880, and then so on and so on and so on. So, if you're looking for 1080p, you just go down until you see 1920, and then eventually you'll see 1920 by 1080, and then there you go. So it's much easier for me to search, and probably for you guys as well. So, little bit of a tip there. Order by width and then by height, and then it'll be much better. Yeah, don't sort by total number of pixels. It's stupid. Sort by width and then by height. Okay, we didn't lose the background blur this time. That's weird. But we did lose it going back up to full screen. And then back down. And then back up. That's fucking strange. Do we lose it in terminal? Yeah. We do. But then it comes back as soon as I invalidate the terminal. I might know why. I might know what's causing the problem. Background blur widget effect. Do we, or do we not, reallocate the render buffers when the in-game resolution changes? Theoretically, we do. This is gonna be a tricky one to debug. Somehow I need to, like, reproduce it. And then cause a breakpoint. And somehow figure out why this is breaking. This is not gonna be fun. Okay, this gets called every frame. That's not good. I mean, it's fine. But not good for debugging. Target is equal to null, or target.width is not equal to width, or target.height is not equal to height, then do the thing. Okay, that's great, cool. Okay, what is width right now? Ooh, that's a fucking trippy view of the game. It hit a breakpoint mid-transition, so we have garbage Kwin graphical data on the screen right now of, like, what my computer was doing when I hit the button. I don't know how many game engines have that functionality. I doubt that's a thing. Because, like, where the fuck is the breakpoint gonna go? Especially in multi-threading. But I did yesterday. I had to implement a feature where instead of handling mouse events directly, instead of that, I would put them on a queue. And then I implemented a feature where whenever I hit the spacebar, it plays back those mouse events and sends them to the actual UI system. I'm not going to explain why I needed to do that. It was a very annoying bug I had to track down. Okay, so we did hit this breakpoint, that's great. But what is width and what is height? Width is 3840. Height is the suspiciously long 2160. Okay. So that's fine. So reallocating the blur buffers, that's fine. I just need to do it for the second one. Okay, cool. 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 What's textile size? Textile size is fine. Right. What about renderer.grab? Are we having troubles with the grab pass? Okay, context.grab. Context.virtual screen. Blit. Oh, I'm decompiling a fucking nullable. Damn it. That's gonna be annoying. Pro tip, don't decompile null coalescing method calls. It's annoying. Bool was active. Okay, so was active was true, so now it's inactive. So now we're rendering to the target. It's not really a blit as much as it is rendering a quad into it, but it's fine. That should have worked. And I'm not seeing anything that indicates that it didn't. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything that would suggest that this broke. Only thing I can think of is Doobler. I mean, we do clear the fucking... Haters. We love haters. So fun fact about monogame haters. They're really weird. Sometimes you have to apply the hater before you set hater parameters on it. Other times you have to do the opposite. I don't know when the rules for that pain. One thing I do want to know GUI service that draw. Especially this game that draw. Okay, I'm fucking confused. I don't know. Wait, what? Why are we resizing again? Okay, now we're 1920 by... What? Ah, the debugger is so fucking slow. What it be this? Hatbrains has been going super hard on the fucking AI bandwagon lately. Much to my disapproval. So, I feel like it's doing some weird fucking AI shit in the background, analyzing the debug output, and it's like slowing everything down. AI has its uses, but not here. Like, look how slow this is. Like, think of it like this. The game runs at, I don't know, 60 frames per second normally. It takes like half a fucking second for one of these method calls to complete. And for me to see an update on the screen. If my computer were running that slow in reality, the game would be fucking minutes per frame. Like, this is brutal. Yeah, I don't know how I'm gonna be able to debug this without, like, render doc or something. Yeah, so we lost... We lost the render target. We didn't lose the render target, but... We didn't get... Actually... I can't tell if it's... That's OBS. Okay. I thought... Wait, no? No, that is the OBS border. Okay. What happens if I toggle background blur on and off? Background blurs off. And background blurs on. Yeah, so if I toggle background blurs on and off, it fixes itself. That's weird. Let's go out of full screen. So going out of full screen is fine, but going into full screen is bad. But then whenever I turn off background blurs, the translucent background comes back, which is good. But then when I turn it back on, we get translucent background blur, which is good. Hey, we got another new guy in the chat. Awesome. Well, I'm really stumped here. Alright, what happens if we go back up to 4K? And then we switch out of full screen. What's that gonna do? Okay, so now we've become windowed but 4K, which is weird. Don't play the game like this. Don't, because it does not handle it properly. Part of the game is cut off, and you will not be able to fix that. So don't play 4K windowed, or don't play native resolution windowed, but let's try going back to full screen. Interesting. We don't lose the background blur. I mean, you can fix that by selecting no title bar and frame and KDE, but what is the point of playing in windowed mode if you're not gonna be able to move the window around and stuff without doing, like, meta plus left mouse button, or being able to resize? I mean, I don't know, I don't know. Why do that when you can just go into borderless full screen? I know I can do that with a window rule, but, like, why? But yeah, it looks like we don't lose the background blurs whenever we make the transition between full screen and windowed if the resolution stays the same. Okay, so let's try turning off background blurs. And then we'll go down to 1080p. And then we'll transition to windowed. Okay, so we've still got a translucent background. And we go up. And we still have a translucent background. Okay. I have an idea. I have an idea. I can work around this. So, I'll turn background blurs back on. So, when the game decreases resolutions, What happens? Can I still see a terminal in the background? Yes. Alright. What happens when it increases? Okay, we lose the background blur, but there was that little hitter there as the game kind of figured itself out. I'm wondering if maybe Monogame itself just takes a couple frames to go from windowed 1080p to borderless 4K. And maybe I'm not invalidating the UI after that transition has finished. And that would cause problems. Yeah, and this game supports borderless full screen, so you can just turn borderless full screen on. Okay, there was that. Okay, right here. Alright, this is... What I'm gonna do is I'm going to delay it until the next frame. Hopefully... So create that variable. Alright, what this should do is when I do the resolution change, it's going to schedule a GUI refresh with that boolean. Then on the next frame, it's going to tell the game engine to schedule a GUI refresh. And then... theoretically, it'll just fix itself, maybe? I don't know. Yeah, okay, so we keep the background blur on the transition down to 1080p. And we still lose it on the transition up. Okay. So I have an idea. Let's try... doing the schedule... That should theoretically delay it by 2 frames. So Monogame will have some time to, like, fix itself. Hopefully. And if that doesn't work, then I will schedule it at the end of the next draw pass. Yep, let's try scheduling it at the end of the draw. Because I suspect what's happening there is we're scheduling it at the end of update, but then immediately afterward we're scheduling, or we're fucking rendering it to the screen. Which kind of invalidates everything I just tried to do. So, you know what? Let's just let it render a frame first. Let me know if you guys want me to implement an actual fucking paint routine for the drop-down background, by the way. Okay. No, we've still lost fucking background blur. God fucking damn it. That's frustrating. I do not have a bare bones mono game. I don't have a bare bones mono game project to test this with. I'm not making a bare bones mono game project to test this with. That'd just feel like a waste of time for me, because if the bug does lie in my game's code, well, now I have to figure out. Now I've wasted my time putting together a test project, and then I have to figure out what the fuck my game does differently than default mono game, and that's not. I'm not trying to deal with that. Alright, so we'll remove all this, because clearly it doesn't fucking work. Like, if it's a bug in the game, it should be tested in the context of the game. And it's a bug in the game. I might have to work around mono game, but it's still a bug in the game. Yeah. You are not shadowbanned or boring. Alright. What the frick am I gonna do? I think... I'm gonna work around it at the source. So, right after we apply this virtual screen stuff, force invalidate on the background blur widget effect, because background blur widget effect for memory management reasons is a singleton. So you can reuse the same shader across multiple UI widgets. So I can just force all of the background blurs to just completely redo themselves. Provided Wait a minute. Hang on. Maybe not. I'm realizing something. I'm realizing something. Alright, so this update parameters here. Resize if needed. Let's make it return a boolean. If I can fucking find it. There it is. That boolean's gonna tell you whether or not it actually did need to resize. Okay. So if it resizes, you get true. If it doesn't resize, you get false. And we track that. Oops. Alright. Now, this cached geometry class. This is something that gets attached to the widget itself. And what is it complaining about here? Class cast geometry is never instantiated. I don't think you're right about that one, JetBrains. I mean, it's clearly used. What do you mean, never instantiated? It literally is. Get custom properties cached geometry if cache.geometry is equal to null, or is geometry dirty. It's getting called during before rebuild. Alright, so during this method, we do get a widget reference. That's good. Alright, let's get the geometry cache. Wait, DST? What the fuck? Alright, so I'm no longer gonna detect... I'm no longer gonna detect if the render buffers um, have needed to be resized, because I'm pretty sure they're static. Because of how the rendering system works in this game. Yes, I'm getting hiccups. Oh, okay. These are not static render buffers. Alright, never mind. Okay. I go back and redo what I just deleted. Alright, so now we know if the game needed to resize those render buffers. So, if needs to resize cached geometry, or is it GUI mesh? No. Equals null. And then we throw away the geometry, and that will force a re-render of the background blur. Alright, let's give this a try. It's going out of full screen, we're working fine. Holy fuck, we got it! We fucking got it! Woo! That's what it was! It just wasn't throwing away the old geometry data, and it was rendering a destroyed buffer. Which, in mono game, the failure state for that is black. Okay. Woo! Alright. Yep, lifetime issues. But we got it. That would explain why why switching between 4K windowed and 4K full screen wasn't causing it. Because that wouldn't involve a full graphics context switch. That would just involve an SDL window switch. So it won't result in the game reallocating those buffers. Alright. Fuck me, I'm glad we found that. That was a nightmare! Fuck. I'm having a lot of fun, though. Alright. Wow, we went from full screen is like, or full screen switching is completely fucking busted and doesn't fucking work, to it's actually fully implemented now. That's awesome! You know what? I'm inclined to implement an F11 hotkey to toggle it. And it wouldn't be too hard to do either. What do we want to do next? What time is it? We've only spent an hour and a half on that. On full screen. I think I know what I want to do next. Alright, so you guys mentioned earlier that it's a good thing socially distant starts up really fucking fast. Which makes trial and error debugging way more tolerable. Well, yeah, I know. Because I implemented a specific feature into the game for this, for mod developers. If I go into settings, and then we go mod settings, if you turn on mod debug mode, it's going to prompt you, and it's going to say, hey, once you turn this on, you're not going to be able to play regular save files, and you'll need to restart the game. So it's going to exit the game. Well, not really, but, you know, pretend that it exited automatically. We reboot. And what it's going to do is you'll still get the intro. There's a way to turn that off, by the way. At least I think. But instead of it loading my regular career save file, it's going to spin up a completely in-memory save file to do whatever the fuck you want in. No consequences. As soon as the game exits, that data is gone. Yeah, the bug murdering today has been very efficient. Alright, I think there's a way to turn off the intro, but it might be under interface preferences. Because we have skip login screen, that's just automatically load the most recent save. Display scale factor, I don't think that's fully implemented? Yeah, I'm dragging that, yeah, I don't think that slider does anything yet. I think at one point I planned to implement that, but just never did. Because resolution exists. Anyway. It is explained on the UI. Yeah, let's go back to it. I'll implement... I'll look at the text. I don't know exactly what it does, but I know it locks down career mode and it prevents you from damaging actual save files. Which is really what you want in mod debug mode. So mod settings, mod debug mode. Yeah, it is explained in the UI. Enable or disable mod debug mode. Mod debug mode sets up a safe temporary environment for testing in development mods with. And doesn't allow you to play regular save files. Changing this setting requires restarting the game. So yeah, it does explain it to you. It's just that the way that it is implemented right now is very buggy and doesn't actually work properly. Like, it works, but it doesn't auto-exit the game, and, like, it's... Yeah. Anyway. But it is explained. Alright, so... Well, how are we going to make it less buggy? Well, I'm going to implement an entire system into the settings API to fix this. Settings confirmation dialogues. You'll be able to prompt the user on change of a setting if you want to be able, or if you want, or if the user actually wants to change it, so you can let them know, hey, when you change the setting, you need to restart the game. Any unsaved progress will be lost. So, that's what we're going to implement. So, I need mod settings. This is where I actually build the widget list. And down here, I'm gonna put a little true. Now that true, I don't know why it's not marking it as... Oh, there it is. So right now I'm gonna do this with toggles, but... Okay, I need to fix the formatting of all this. Oh my god. Okay. Are there any more that are arranged weirdly? Yes, there are. Wait, what? Okay, with label doesn't have enough parameters to satisfy the wrapping requirement? Okay. Neither does this one. Okay. Alright, let's document this shit while we're here. Interface for a... What the fuck am I gonna use for the description? So it's an iSettings UI builder. Building settings pages and adding fields to set pages. Wait, where did you guys see the typo? Blur effect? Where was that? Was that in background blur widget effect? Because I can fix that. It was not intentional. But I don't know where it is. It might have been background blur widget effect. Okay, we have under instance, we have default UI shader, we have blurriness, blur target 1, blur target 2, vertex shader, Or vertex buffer, index buffer, blurriness parameter, texel size parameter, curve parameter, enable blur, texel size, widget position, widget size, curve. What the fuck? I can't read gray on gray. Blend stat, blend state. I don't know why it reads it as stat. Wait, why is that highlighting gray? Ah, never mind. Okay, it wasn't. Blue refect. The fuck happened here? Wow. Fuck. That's one nasty fucking typo. I don't know when I made that typo, or why, or how stoned I was when I did. I know there's a more efficient way to fucking fix this. I could have right-clicked on it and hit rename. Yeah, I guess there's control. What the fuck is with all this? Look at how long this line of code is. I might know how to fucking fix that. Alright, I'm gonna need to load up another project real quick and export a settings layer. Let's switch over to World. My in-development prototype UGC game. And here's how we're gonna do this. We're gonna hit Control-Alt-S. We're come down here to Manage Layers. And then we come down here. There's gonna be Solution World Team Shared. We take this, right-click, and export to file. We take all the settings, code style, all that stuff. Alright. And then we click on this. Okay. Then we save it somewhere safe. We don't go in 2024 rent hit. That's a bunch of fucking bank statements. Don't go in there. You know what's put it in the malware folder? Why not? It's empty anyway. So that's gonna come out as a dot settings. Alright. Alright, now we switch back to socially distant, and then we import it as team shared. Alright, import from file. Kwin, are you okay? Where did the file opener window appear? I don't see it. Where the fuck did it go? Import from file. What the fuck? Oh, it opened on... What? What the fuck? I'm so confused right now. Where the hell is the file picker? You know, brains on Windows, you just use the native operating system one. Why don't you do that here? We have a portal for this. I mean, I know people don't like portals. I don't fucking care. Use them. Where the fuck is my file picker? Alright, I'm gonna restart Writer. I think Writer bugged out, maybe. You might be right. That's what we're gonna find out. Alright, let's try this again. Problem is, I'd manually fix that code style violation, but the problem is it's not my doing, it's Ryder's doing. The way I have the code style and socially distant setup is incorrect. So I'm stealing it from World. World does it better. There we go, now we got a file dialog. Cool. Alright, read documents. Malware. Code style. What? What the fuck? Where's the file? What the fuck? I hate this file picker with a burning passion! Just use the system one! Fuck it! I'm gonna find the setting manually. Alright. Editor. Code style. C#. Syntax style, I think it is. Arguments. Skip single arguments. Literal values. Wait. No, this is for, like... Where the fuck is the setting for, like... Okay. Okay, so this lets me enforce different kinds of, Oh my god. I couldn't open the directory, it wouldn't let me. Okay, I don't think this is the right section. Tabs, indents, alignment might be it. So indent style, spaces, number of spaces would be 4. That's good. Tab width is 4. Line continuation indent no, multiplier 1. Yep. Named or nested statements. Indent nested using statements. That would be a yes. Indent nested fixed statements. Not that I use those very often, because spans are a thing that exist. But yeah. Nested locked statements, yes. Indent nested for statements, absolutely, yes. For each? Yeah. Yeah. Alright, parentheses. Use line continuation indent inside of parentheses. Alright. I know Raphael, former lead programmer of Restick, told me how to do this. I cannot remember what he said to do. To do what I'm trying to do. And I can't hack because... Well... He's a former lead programmer of Restated. Obviously, I cannot hack. Align multi-line constructs. Method parameters. Wait a minute. What setting am I looking for? I'm looking for... So, okay, it's a bit hard to explain, but... Okay, why did I close out of that menu? Aw, fuck. Okay, so, you see how this... Oh, I know. I can't interact with the code in the background. Fuck. I'll have to explain later. Once I find it, it'll be... Line breaks and wrapping is actually where it is, probably. Yeah, because this is arrangement of attributes, which I do know. Arrangement of method signatures. Wrap formal parameters. Shop if long or multi-line. The threshold for how long or how many formal parameters you can have on a single line is 3. And then it will wrap. So that one is on its own line. Keep existing arrangement of parenthesis in declaration. Yep. That's fine. Prefer to wrap before opening parenthesis in declaration. I'm not sure how I feel about that. But here's a little preview. So basically, this method has 4 parameters, right? So void sum method, we have int p1, int p2, int p3, int p4. Notice how they're all on their own line. I prefer that for readability. So I have that set up for method declarations like this. What's broken is method definition. Not definitions, method calls. So I can't use this as a scratchpad. It's not an editable code view. But if I were to call this method with like 1, 2, 3, 4 for the arguments, all of those would be on the same line. I don't like that because that causes really long lines of code because of how the fucking... Yeah, so I'm looking for the equivalent of this for method declarations, but for method calls. Yeah, so right here, I would want to shop if longer or multi-line. And then I would set the threshold to 3. Primary constructors in C# is a new language feature I've not really used. Okay, I don't want... Yeah, so... This is what I want. Fuck, I don't know why I don't use primary constructors. They look cool. That could solve so many problems. Arrangement of expression-bodied members. I'm not gonna fuck with those. What even are those? Doesn't give me a code style example. Okay. It only gives... Oh, it's those. Okay. I use those sometimes. Arrangement of type parameters, constraints, and base types. Allow type constraints on the same line. No. Don't. Wrap multiple type parameter constraints. Help always. Prefer to wrap before opening angle brackets in type parameter. No! I don't want to do that. Prefer to wrap before colon. So right now we have class derived colon base class, and then interface 1, interface 2, interface 3, interface 4. For readability, I generally like to do that, but it looks kinda cursed. I don't know if I like it that way. I don't think I can... No, not simple wrap. Arrangement of declaration blocks. I don't want to fuck with those. Arrangement of enumerations. Don't want to fuck with those. Arrangement of statements. Place else on a new line, yes. Wrap for statement header? No, I don't want any of that. Arrangement of embedded statements. Embedded blocks. Switch expressions. Property patterns. List patterns. Initializers. Arrangement of invocations. That's what I was looking for. My fucking god. Top if long or multi-line. 3. Yeah, so, call method, arg1, arg2, arg3, arg4, arg5. That's how I want it to look. With the parenthesis down there. Alright, cool. Let's try that out. That is ultimately what I wanted to do. That's gonna fix those really nasty long lines. I hope. So theoretically, I should be able to go... Is this really fucking long behemoth of a line? I should be able to delete the semicolon, put this... Or not! Or it can just say, fuck you, Richie. That works too. Fucking hell. There's gotta be some conflicting setting. Yeah, because here's why I don't like the way I have it set up right now. If I go to graphics settings, you can see how I have this nicely set up, kinda nicely indented way of adding these UI widgets. Okay. It's kinda... doing it okay. Alright, this ain't so bad. I thought it was gonna wrap them all to one line. But no. But what is causing it to take this fucking behemoth of a line? They're not settings observer. What the fuck is the really long line of code here? Yeah, vertex. I see, this array should not be... I have to manually format this. That's annoying. I don't want to manually format this. I especially don't want to manually format this, only for me to immediately have those changes undone by Ryder. I hit delete by accident. I meant to hit enter. Yeah, so, let's see. Yeah, it's completely fucking hat on my face. So I have to manually format this, and just not touch it. That sucks. Where is Raphael when you need him? The reason this is gray is because C# supports implicit new. In an ideal world, that would be disabled in my code style settings, but I don't know how to disable it. Because in this case, I'm sorry, but set data. I want to know what type of data is in this array. When I right-click on it and hit it with a screen reader, I want to be able to hear vertex position color texture. As opposed to going and hearing, you know, vertex buffer.setData new, and then new, and then new vector 2. Like, that would get confusing. I want to hear everything explicitly. Anyway. Huge fucking sidetrack. I didn't really want to do that. Let's go back to I settings UI builder and keep documenting shit. Creates a new section to creates a new labeled section to put fields, or no, categorize fields under. All right. The name of the section as shown in the UI. A unique identifier representing section. I don't know what to put for returns. It just returns this. Just gonna leave it blanks, or blank. Fuck it. If you guys want to document it, you guys can document it. Alright, so. Under with toggle. So now we have a bool require confirmation. Okay, now I need to implement that require confirmation. I am fine with putting that explicitly in the interface contract. It needs to return this. This is a Fluent API. Okay, so I'm gonna add that as a property to the switch widget. Ah, I hit Shift Enter. That creates a fucking docked window of the current file. I hate that. It's a Visual Studioism. Hey, why are you not marking as used? Oh, wait, what? Okay, this is weird. Did I typo? What the fuck? Where did I fuck up? How did I fuck this up? I did spell it right. Oh. I know what I did wrong. So this is why, my dear viewers, I want to fix this stupid issue with my code style settings. Because there's some nesting going on here. It isn't completely immediately obvious, but there's some nesting going on there, and that threw me off. Okay, require confirmation is now a property I'm going to be able to set on the widget builder. Now let's make it so I can set it on the widget itself. Alright, so we have this toggle here. What is this? Is it of type... Okay, we have a toggle. Does this come from acidic GUI? Yes, it does. Alright, so... I'm gonna need to add a primitive to acidic GUI for this. Introducing the state change primitive. That's what I'm gonna call it. No, it's not gonna be under events. Alright, under acidic GUI, I'm gonna create a common directory. State change. Seal it. And it's gonna be taking a T type parameter. We have... No, not get set. I just want these to be read-only. Alright. Cancelled. Alright. So, what this will let me do... So if I go back to toggle, I have this event here. Or it's callback somewhere, but there's going to be... Wait, what the fuck? This is not toggle. So, I have this event here, public event action bool on value changed. What this will let me do is I'll be able to add another one. Public event action state change bool. State change bool on before value changed. And then when the user goes ahead and changes the toggle, I'll be able to fire that on before value changed method, and I'll be able to confirm that change. I'll be able to cancel it, I'll know what the new value will be, and then whenever I do want to apply it, I can just apply it. Okay, on mouse leave. On focus gained. On focus lost. On mouse down. If E to button is not mouse to left, return. What the? When do I actually... Oh, on mouse click, maybe? Okay, so notify change the not of toggle value. Where is notify change? Okay. Now we grab the current values. Our current value equals toggle value. Then we create the new change. Okay, first parameter is going to be current value. New parameter is going to be new value. And then we fire off that event on before value changed. Invoke change. And if the change was cancelled, we forget about it. Otherwise, we set toggle value to new value, then we fire on value changed. Okay. So. Back to settings UI builder. I want to find where I actually implemented that switch widget. Alright, we have switch widget controller. And then so instead of subscribing to on value changed, I'm going to go for on before value changed. And then instead of taking in a bool, we're going to take in a state change of type bool. Alright, so if we don't require confirmation, then all we're going to do is fire off the callback with the new value. And return. Otherwise, I'm going to cancel the change. And then watch what's going to happen. So remember that turning on and off mod... Okay, first of all, the game needs to compile. That's kind of important. Okay, we bypass the ability to cancel it whenever we're just setting the value directly. What the fuck? What's with all these errors? Oh, I forgot to make that. This optional. There we go. Now we're building. Alright, so mod settings, then the mod debug mode toggle. Clicking that, now it does nothing, which is what I want. That means that I'm successfully canceling the change. Awesome! Now, what I can do is I can confirm change.newValue, and this is going to get really cursed. Private async void confirm change bool new value. Yes, that is an async method that we cannot track the completion state of. Now, next cursed thing that we're going to do. Socially distant itself is a singleton. So, under socially distant.core.modules, we have an application class. On that, we have an instance. And then on that, we have a context. That's the game. From there, we should be able to get at the shell. And there should be... So we have a create overlay, we have a create message dialog. That's what we want. And then for the title, I can go this dot. Oh, no, I can't. Fuck. That's a problem. That's a big problem. I can't get the title and description of the setting. Not in the UI controller. Not possible. Oh. I don't have anything I can use for the dialogue box title. Or the message. Um, I have an idea, though, maybe. No I don't. This is complicated. There may be a way around this. I might be able... Yeah, see what we have right here is switch widget. It implements iWidget. iWidget has a Fuck, this is complicated. How am I gonna get the settings title and shit? What am I gonna use for the... Fuck it. Public string confirmation title get set. Make them nullable. And then confirmation message. Alright. Whoops. I have a whole new respect for the evil skeleton working on GNOME's settings. This is not the greatest way to do this, but it'll be fine. Alright, and I can give these default values. Alright. Now we have a way to specify the confirmation title and this fucking message. So, now, var message dialog equals so helly distant dot shell dot create message dialog confirmation title Alright, I suppose I don't need the default values inside of this class if I'm going to specify them inside the actual controller. So, we won't do that. Now, what I can do is I can say message dialog message equals confirmation message, or if that's null, that, so that at least we have text. Then I can say message dialog message type equals I'm gonna go with warning. And then I can add 2 buttons. And then I need to know. Actually, I need to actually specify button types, so box button data takes text. Message dialog results. Yes, I'm gonna go through and change no to no where appropriate, don't worry. There we go. And I can do var result equals await message dialog dot get result async, which is going to be an extension method I'm going to implement inside SoHighlyDistant utility. Alright, that should be enough to allow me to call it. Why is caps lock on? No, it isn't. Okay. What the hell? Where is... Oh, you gotta mark it as static for it to be the extension method. Why do I keep having a stroke? There it is. I can't wait till C# gets extension classes. Alright, so how are we gonna do this? This is fairly easy. You can create a new task completion source. Of type message dialog result. And then we return the task. And with the message dialog, there's going to be a callback. And create a local method. Alright, theoretically that should be everything I need to do in order to get a message box result from the user, and thus get a confirmation. So, if the result is yes, then we'll continue. So if it's not equal to yes, we won't continue. There we go. Now, there is, okay, there is the possibility, actually there isn't the possibility that the toggle will be thrown away. Alright, toggle value is going to be new value. That's going to apply the change in the UI. Oh, you can't do a nullable assign like that. Alright. Alright, I'll do my null checks. Okay. And then it'll be callback invoke new value to actually propagate it to the settings system. Theoretically, I now have a confirmation system. Alright, so let's go to mod settings. And I'll try clicking on this, prompt, and it'll go, confirm setting change. Are you sure you want to change the setting? And if I click no, nothing happens. Cool. Now if I click yes, it confirms, and we get another dialog box. And then everything just kind of works. Except it only works like before. Alright, so let's allow us to set a confirmation message. Changing this setting will require a game restart. Any unsaved progress will be lost. There we go. And then I can do application dot instance dot restart. Okay, so what is application instance restart going to do? Well, Restart. So. If we haven't started yet, there's no point starting, so... How the fuck am I going to... notify the downstream class that I need it to restart? Okay. So on restart is now a thing that needs to be implemented. Oh, shit. I forgot about this part. See, Ryder, you're kinda getting the hints, but I want you to auto-format this for me. Like, look how clean this is starting to look once I actually go through and reformat it. Like, doesn't that just look clean? Except for the weird alignment of that brace. Whatever, it's fine. I'm back, I'm Richie. Alright. So implementing on restart should be fairly easy. It should just be a matter of telling monogame to go fuck itself. So, game.exit. Just quit. And we'll be doing an in-place restart of the entire game. That should be fine. It avoids me needing to write code to relaunch the process. Because that can get kind of dicey with things like Steam. Alright. Turn this setting on. And do we quit? Well, we do quit. But we don't immediately start. almost like it got stuck. No, it just flat out died. What the hell? Alright. Void fuck. Wow. This is gonna be really cursed. But I'm gonna use a go-to for this. I'm gonna use a fucking go-to for this, and there's nothing anybody can do to stop me. Alright? Because I know this game very fucking well. Alright, so when we quit out of the game, I'm gonna set a flag that tells the game to restart. And if the game requested a restart, we go to restart. Which will effectively restart the game in place. I hope. I mean, you can do that. But there's really nothing wrong with a go-to in this scenario. Did I just crash? This game thinks that I cannot create more than one instance of an application. Little does it know that I will be the arbiter of whether that's true. Once I find that dispose method, and I will find that dispose method, it's not okay. I meant override, not virtual. Alright, now this one no longer needs to implement iDisposable. And that should fix the problem and allow the application to get fully torn down before we restart. Provided the game actually compiles. It's kind of an important part. You know, game doesn't compile. And we're kind of fucked. I mean, there won't be a game to restart if it doesn't fucking compile. Why is it not... What is the backing proper or field for instance? What the hell? Oh, it's underscore current. God damn it. Here we go. Alright. So. Restart the game. And nada. We crashed again. The world tried to fucking... What the fuck? What are we doing in the world? Local heckpoint dot what? Why did a heckpoint get restored? Fuck it. I'm going to implement this the normal way. I'm actually going to fork off of a process. Or fork a process. Oh, it really wanted to fucking try. Alright, fuck. I thought I could do it the funky way, but nope. What is the easiest way to get... Coopertronics, where have I heard that name? I've heard that name from somewhere. Anyway. What is the easiest way to get the process name and command line arguments in .NET? Fuck. I know they get passed in program.main, but... environment.commandline. Gets the command line for... That's not what I want. I want the... Get command line args. Oh, I just learned something new about C#. Process path. I don't know why that would come back as null, but anyway. So for file name, we're going to use process path. Arguments. Args. Are you kidding me? That doesn't take an array. Okay. Argument list. What? What are you... Oh, there's no ad rain? Microsoft, could you have done this any worse? Alright, let's see if that's enough to get it to work. You obviously won't get debug, but... Nope, no want. Alright, that's gonna be something I'll need to figure out later, but... The game at least exits, which is more than it did before. That's fine. Anyway, that's quite a lot of bugs fixed. I'm happy. So, I think I'm gonna end it off for today. I had a lot of fun. I'm surprised at how well that went. Tomorrow, I think we'll go back to playing Grand Theft Auto 5 Story Mode. I think the way we're gonna do this is Monday's gonna be programming stream, and then Tuesday's gonna be gaming stream. How does that sound? But anyway. That was fun. I fixed a lot of really annoying fucking bugs in the game. Which is always a good thing. But anyway. That's gonna do it for this video. Or for this stream. This is not a video. It is technically a video, but it's also a live stream. So that's gonna do it for this stream. As always, I've been Michael, you've never everyone calls me Richie. I hope you enjoyed the stream. Hope you learned something, which is applicable this time. If you want to support me, there's the Patreon link in the description below. It goes toward development, especially now that I have those Windows Server EC2 build instances provisioned. That's more important than ever. Otherwise, no Windows builds. Most people play games on Windows. Anyway. Yeah. As always, there's the Discord server also linked in the description below. The GitLab is linked in the description below. And there's a Kwin bug report, or rather feature request, about being able to record the screen without needing to zoom in. Or without you guys needing to see me zoomed in. If you guys want to check that out. But anyway. The dev streams were indeed a success. And with that said, we're going to end it off in... Well, we're going to go to this screen first. And then we're going to end it off in 3, 2, 1. Dialogue box. Alright, there we go. Bye, guys.